People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is Joe.
Hey now.
And together we do a podcast called Kinda Right, and here we are. And we were just talking about show 88, which I had a lot of fun. And Joe said, what did we talk about? And I said, well, wait, we haven't done a show recap in a while. So quickly, we talked about Election Day, because it was Election Day the other day, and a lot went on since then, too. We talked about private prison funding a little bit. We talked about Welding 101, which, by the way, I'm going to get Evan's girlfriend here, who is a professional welder. She welds for a living.
Yeah.
And that'll be fun.
Maybe I can get some tips.
We talked about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints a little bit.
That I remember that.
We talked
Joseph Smith.
We talked briefly about stand-up comics and stand-up comedy. We talked about Democrat scum, which is a recurring theme here on Kinda Right.
Even though Kinda Right does not stand for right wing.
It doesn't. It means once in a while we get it right.
But I do have to say, we're gonna separate the term. We got to do this, Al. We got to separate the term liberal from Democrat, because
listen, all Democrats are liberals, but not all liberals are Democrats. Okay.
I don't know what a person is that lacks logic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't.
I don't understand, and that tends to be more on the Democratic side, the far left side.
Right.
Not, I look at somebody like Nancy Pelosi is going to be the Speaker of the House again. Okay. So the Democrats are going to put in, now she's 78 years old, which, I'm not going to say that she's not qualified, but she's been Speaker before. Her district has the most expensive real estate in the country, along with a huge homeless population.
Right.
And she is all for letting in as many, and I don't think, I'll speak for both of us here, and you can, neither one of us dislike Mexicans or immigrants. But if you're gonna have a fucking law, if you're gonna have a country, how the fuck can you have a country if you don't have a border?
Right.
If you just say fuck it, we don't have a border, then if that's what you want to do, then you need to change the Constitution, and work. You can't just fucking legislate that we're not. We have a sovereign country here. We try going to Canada.
Right.
I mean, all these people that say, well, I'm going to move to Canada if this guy wins. You know what? They're going to kick you the fuck out.
Right.
And I know this for a fact because I was married to a fucking Canadian for the better part of 12 years. So I've been in and out of Canada a lot. And she had some friends from like Guatemala and Ecuador that were in the nursing program. And when their student visa was up, they were fucking out. I mean, literally, like they come to your house and they say, hey, you got like 30 days to get the fuck out of the country.
Yeah.
I don't think they say fuck.
Whatever.
But because it's expensive to take care of a Canadian with national health care.
Right.
Canadians get a lot of that. And I believe that's where, it was very... Did you watch Trump?
No, that's on my list of things to talk about, but I haven't seen him yet.
So I'm not going to get off on a tangent. I'm just going to say Nancy Pelosi, we've talked about, was probably a really good-looking woman at one time.
Oh, a lot of fun. Yeah.
And she's got some huge knockers on her. And but I don't think Nancy has any vision. And I don't think... and if they try to pull this impeachment shit, what are you going to impeach the guy for? Because you don't like him? I mean, they don't have any. You got to have some evidence. You got to have a cum-stained dress.
Well, they were starting to make noise about the Russia investigation, and Trump went, I'm going to ask for Jeff Sessions' resignation.
He's gone.
Right about now. He got his resignation.
He was gone like
Did
15
you read the letter?
minutes.
Did you read the letter?
I haven't, no.
I am. The first sentence is, I'm submitting this letter of resignation per your request, or as your request.
Yes.
He made it perfectly clear that he was being dismissed, which is fine. So, yeah, the guy who took over, it didn't go to old Rod, the fucking assistant.
No.
It went to the chief of staff, who I guess has been fairly vocal about his fucking distaste for the fucking Mueller investigation. So old Trumpy knows what he's doing.
He's kind of I could be making this up. I could be pretending that I read this, but I want to say that I read that he's a respected guy. Like,
by who?
By both parties.
No, the party leader, the Democratic Party leadership think he's a lunatic. Thinks he's a lunatic.
The new Attorney General?
Well, he's just the acting Attorney General. He's not going to have the job permanently. Trump's going to find someone to nominate, and they're going to have to go through the nomination process. You know what I mean? Confirmation process.
Well, Sessions.
But someone has to do the job up until then. Maybe that guy will be, but I doubt it. He's not going to be the attorney. But he can. He's the actor. He's in charge. He can do whatever he wants while he's in charge. He'll be the guy who fucking makes. They just got to withhold a little funding or something. You know what I mean?
Who?
They're gonna withhold funding to the Mueller investigation. They're gonna slow it down a little bit in this little speed bump area without a permanent.
Well, I believe that it's got to slow down by itself. It's been fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to keep this investigation going for another fucking 2 years?
We'll keep it going on here for 8 years.
We're just going to he's going to keep investigating.
It'll just be like the Ken Starr thing. It's just going to be a special investigator the whole time who's digging up shit he's not supposed not there for. The sexual misconduct.
Ken Starr wasn't there for the whole time. There were many special prosecutors because that was during the Clinton thing. Because
Whitewater was supposedly what it was all about.
Well, it started there, and then Janet Reno, who was the Attorney General chosen by Clinton, was the person that appointed all of these special prosecutors. So, I mean, if she did it, there must have been something there.
Yeah.
There must have been enough, not evidence, but there must have been enough so that, that there could be more. There's enough crooked shit. Like, they were never convicted. Neither Hillary or Bill were, well, I mean, you could say he was impeached, but he obviously lied about having sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. And but they never caught Hillary in anything, where where it was criminalized. You know what I mean?
Wasn't Mueller's report supposed to come out like fucking 6 months ago?
I don't know what's going on.
7 months ago at this point.
It just and they don't even talk about it anymore.
Nope, because it's gonna be going on forever.
Not that I would know, but I mean, I don't see it in before the shows, when I do the Real Clear Politics, there's not a lot of
movement there.
No.
Apparently, there's a lot of people working on it, though.
Well, great. So, in 2 more years, if they don't find any fucking Russian collusion,
how about 2 months?
Would you think that would maybe we could put that to rest?
Yeah, no.
You know what? They never talk. When I say they, I'm looking at the headlines, okay? And there's fucking almost nothing about the economy.
Yeah, and
there's nothing.
And we're
in the morning edition. These are all the headlines from the National Post, the New Yorker, Fox News, CNN, Real Clear Politics, The Atlantic, New York Post, Daily Beast, Fox News again, Washington Post, National Review Online, HuffPost, Tampa Bay Times, Real Clear Politics again. the Examiner, I don't know what that is, the Daily Beast,
I'd like to say that
and NR National. No, that's NRO. I don't know what that is.
we're smack dab. I wanted to say in the middle, but we might have hit a fucking zenith, or at least a plateau for a little while, with this speed bump of a Democrat-led House for 2 more years.
No,
Till that gets
this is the
righted.
beauty. You have to watch Trump's press conference.
Right, and what's great is
You didn't watch the press conference, did you?
not yet the unprecedented economic prosperity that we're enjoying
Don't you
now.
understand? According to Trump, this is a fucking win. This is a major win
Yeah,
because they picked up 3 seats in the Senate.
yeah,
And he said, the House is like, so if we controlled the House, if the Republicans controlled the House by 3 or 4 votes, who cares? What difference does it make? And he said, I think that I can, and it was classic Trump, unflustered. Oh, I think we can do great things with the Democrats. I mean, the Democrats want to do infrastructure. Then they can do infrastructure. They want to tackle health care. Trump's ready to tackle. I think Trump wants some sort of a fucking national health care deal.
yeah.
I don't know whether it's going to be all government, but I think it's time. But we have to, and he said, look, if they don't want to deal with immigration, we won't deal with immigration. But, as president, he's not going to step down his
Agenda.
Well, he's not going to say, all right, now all the immigrants can come in.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, the illegally. You're not an immigrant if you're here illegally. You're an illegal immigrant. So I'm tired of that whole thing. But the Jim Acosta, who I've mentioned on his program again, was just great. Because Jim Acosta, and mind you, Trump answered had an hour worth of, maybe an hour and 10 minutes worth of questions after the press conference. This guy's not afraid to take some questions. But this cunt, Jim Acosta, he literally wouldn't. He got 2 questions, and Trump says, okay, we're done. And he wouldn't give the microphone to the girl.
I read that. Yeah.
And I watched it 3 or 4 times, and he literally almost fucking knocked the girl over. She grabbed the microphone and he went like this and ripped it out of her hands. And Trump called him like a fucking horrible person, and why CNN has you, I have no idea. You're a nasty guy. And I think they took away his press pass, and I think he should be permanently fucking out. Let me have one of them while you're in there.
And fucking CNN instantly released a statement saying they're all the way behind their boy. He did nothing wrong.
You know what? And I try to put myself in if Hillary was president and somebody acted like that. And it wasn't until now the president has every right to stand there and go, we're done. You and I are done. Next question, please. Right. And he will not. He just keeps fucking asking. Right. Because he thinks that makes him a really good reporter, right, being a cunt. But it really just makes him a cunt. I mean, he got 2 questions in. Now he wants to ask another one. And Trump's like, we're done. So there's a woman that brings the microphone to the various people that are asking questions. And she, Trump's like, would you please, we're done. And he stepped off to the side, and finally he gave up the microphone. But he almost knocked the fucking girl down. And I thought that was horrible. Yeah. And if that was somebody questioning Hillary Clinton, I wouldn't blame the Clinton people for throwing whoever that is out.
Right.
Don't be fucking with the person whose job it is just to take the microphone away because you want to be a little. He's a fucking nasty little cocksucker.
Yeah.
And and what he does is he makes these. I'll give you an example. He said he's not a reporter. When you stand there and you say, now, President Trump, you called the what is this fucking migration thing going on?
Caravan.
The caravan. You call this like an invasion. The caravan an invasion. Don't you feel, like he said, now that it's been proven that you're wrong, that this is not an invasion. And Trump's like, I haven't been proven that I'm wrong. These people are trying to get to the United States, and we have a difference of opinion. But Acosta is definitely he's not a journalist. He's an opinion guy because he has his opinion already.
Right.
He's made up his mind. So he's not fucking partial is it partial or impartial? But he's not a journalist. He's
partial, by the way.
He's a left-wing hack working for CNN.
Right.
And that's what he is. And I think they should throw him out forever. And I don't think it damages any press at all. He's a nasty fuck.
Right. We also talked about Gavin Newsom is a maggot of epic proportions. We spoke a little bit about women are shallow. Well, I spoke a little bit about it. To your credit, you defended women.
Did I defend the women?
Yeah, I think that they're all shallow bitches. And then Michelle Obama hates white people. Is kind of how
Michelle Obama definitely hates white people. There's just no question about it. I mean, on the whole, the white man is, especially the white men, fucking hates him. But that's okay. That's okay.
Did you see that your favorite Ruth Bader Ginsburg broke 3 ribs? She should be out of commission for a little while.
I saw that.
She didn't want to do the Brett Kavanaugh had his official welcoming ceremony today scheduled.
Oh yeah.
And Trump and the new acting attorney general were there, and Ruth wasn't there. She fell down and broke ribs to get out of that one. I guess this is the second time she's fallen in her office and broken ribs. The last time it was 2 ribs. This time it was 3.
Well,
she does seem frail.
She's 85, and it says, did she fall in her office? Is that how it happened?
Yeah. She had a little folly poo. Cracked some ribs.
I opine on the Supreme Court, and with the understanding that I've never read a book. Well, that's not true. I read one Scalia book, but I've never read a book. Like, I don't know, I know that like free speech in the 1800s was way more restrictive than it is now. Do you know what I'm saying? There were times when free speech was wildly restricted. And
I wasn't aware of that.
I wasn't either. So you don't.
When was that, though? Like post-Civil War? Pre-Teddy Roosevelt? Like that
I was
60,
I was
30 or 40
kind
years?
of poking around, not looking for that, and found it somewhere.
Okay.
I was looking at some historical thing, and then it dove into and now you have to remember back in whatever it was.
Well, you read about
1832.
Yeah.
Then
32.
I don't know whether that's right or not.
Okay.
Could have been 1892. Could have been 1832.
It's important.
That free speech, you could be thrown in jail if you said blah blah blah.
I got to look that up myself now. I'm interested.
So speech was much more restrictive, but if we're going to have the way that I look at, if you're a jurist, if you're a Supreme Court justice, your job is to make sure things are constitutional, that things that come before you, that you hear, are either constitutional or they're not. And constitutional means that you apply it to the, you find the shortest path, meaning you don't. It's like being a scientist. If you're a scientist and you have a thought in your head that this drug over here will work,
And it is, yep.
you will find a way to convince yourself that it works. So if your thought is, okay, I want to make gay marriage the law of the land. Then you had 5 justices find the long way around the barn to find a way to give them to do what they want to do, not what's constitutional. The Constitution has nothing to do with gay marriage because gay marriage has nothing to do with equal protection under the law. And it's the decision they came out was bullshit. And I would argue that in the long run, it probably isn't good for gay people. In the short run, it is, but in the long run, because what you do is the states that probably would never have gone with the gay marriage, you know, like the southern states and shit like that, and even like Texas would come around. You know what I mean? Now you just solidify the people that really fucking hate gay marriage, and you turn them into an opposing force because now they see it as 5 fucking justices that have just made law. They didn't follow the Constitution. They've just decided what they want to do. And that's wrong. And that's why I say that I don't think it's a liberal or Democrat thing. I think it's a liberal or conservative thing. I think the way that you look at it is you want to find the shortest path to the Constitution for what you're looking at, not find a way to make something pass the way you want it. And if any jurist does that, conservative or liberal, they're doing it wrong. It's not like a fucking you can be a district court judge and they fucking make the law up all the time. You know, they just do. And Supreme Court justice shouldn't be like that. You know, being a liberal judge, because what happens is you might like the gay marriage, but you might not like the fucking well, why can't we have fucking Hellfire missiles as citizens? You know what I mean? And that wouldn't be constitutional either. So you don't want it just because it worked out in your favor a little bit. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And Ruth does what Ruth thinks is right.
Right. Well, she's a superhero, you know.
Well, and we saw as she gets, we saw how disdained she was about Trump, which is just the reason I love Trump is that people you would never think would come out and have an opinion came out. People were coming out of the woods, people that you never thought. The amount of hate is why I love Trump.
Yep.
Because what that hate shows is how disruptive he is, or how disruptive they perceive
him to be
to their little personal fucking game
right.
that they got going on.
Right.
And that's the thing that there are a whole bunch of people that never fucking leave Washington, D.C. I watched Adam Carolla had Tucker Carlson on, okay? Now, I don't watch Tucker Carlson's show, but Tucker Carlson has basically lived in D.C. his entire life. And he says, you have to understand, there are people that D.C., we never have a bad economy. This is where all the money comes out of, where all the spending is. There are people that work, there are people that work in the White House that have very high jobs that are there forever. You know what I mean? And there are people just around town, various lawyers and, people that are just there. If you're a senator or something and you're a new senator and you need to fucking, how do you find your way around? You know what I mean? You probably have to hire one of these fucks that makes their money
right.
in that big swill hole of a swamp.
Right.
And then all the fucking lobbyists handing out money left and right. It's just, you just know it's fucking dirty.
Political complex is what it is.
Well, Trump even said it. He goes, man, I thought real estate was was, I thought this was a joke compared to real estate. And he goes, you heard him, and he said, this is the most vicious, deceitful group of fucking people I've ever. And he's not talking just about Democrats either.
Right. Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, these people are. They would shock you at how
quickly they would fucking step on their own mother's
Nancy
throat.
Pelosi would eat one of her children if she had to.
Right.
To become. This is how bad they want. You got to understand, these people aren't normal. You have to. And Trump's not normal either. In order to work that hard and want something that bad to Nancy Pelosi, she's gonna put herself. I can't believe that someone would stand back who got the gavel in 2008 and then it was taken away. Was it 2008 or 2004? It was George Bush's. It was a midterm election during George Bush's time.
So that's 2004, 2000.
He left in 2008.
Yeah, so 2006. 2006.
So how can you possibly think that you're the right person now in 2018 at 78 years old?
Because they have nobody else.
You got to believe that. No, there's a lot of Democrats that. Apparently, she's a money-raising motherfucker.
Right.
And she can raise more money than anybody. That's why they're going to fucking vote her in again. But she has no vision.
Right.
She's been there forever. And look, everybody runs out of ideas after a while. So if they get anything done, I hope the thing I wasn't terribly sad, but I hope that they can get something done other than just be a fucking roadblock because they hate this guy. You know what I mean? I hope that they can, because Trump doesn't give a fuck whether he's dealing with Republicans or Democrats.
Is Paul Ryan still Speaker of the House?
No, he's gone. He quit.
Who is the Speaker of the House? It's awful.
Right now, Paul Ryan. Well, I mean, until these people are sworn in.
He is the Speaker of the House currently. That's all I wanted to know.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
But these people
Why
are
is he
sworn.
going away?
Are they
He's
sworn
so
in
young.
the same time as the president? Like, is it like a January deal?
I think it's January 1st for them.
So, I mean, they're sworn in, and hopefully, but not all Democrats. And I've said this before. Not all Democrats. You got to remember, how many of these different people do you see on television? You might see 30 House members on both sides.
Yeah, right.
Total that are on TV or that are just insane. There's some pretty, moderate Democrats that are decent people that want to do, that don't want to bankrupt the whole fucking country.
Right.
Because they feel, the number one issue is global warming. We have to stop burning everything tomorrow. And if that person had the power to do so, he would. And then we would go into the fucking ice age as a country. And if you don't understand that, if you're thinking, well, we have to stop burning everything tomorrow, then you're a fucking moron. You've just sentenced your entire family and everybody else around you to a life of misery and death.
Right.
It's misery, suffering, and death. And much of the Obama economy was regulation that did global warming shit, and that's why the economy under Obama never really got good. It always kind of sucked. It was always lagging. He didn't have he had no quarters of 4% growth.
Yeah, he had quarters with less than 1% growth.
He had years with less than 1% growth. And granted, he was handed a bag of shit, but, look, he was there for 8 years. Give him 3 to clean the shit up. But after that, it's kind of on you.
Again, he didn't have any ideas either, by the way.
Well, no, he has no idea. Barack Obama, an amazing talker. An amazing talker. He bullshitted the whole country into believing that.
Yep.
And I thought he was an amazing talker.
Absolutely inspiring.
Inspiring guy, and I see why he got elected, and I'm not even upset that he was president. At least we can say we had a black guy in there, and we're not all racist fucks.
Right.
But, you know, Barack Obama never ran anything. You know, running a fucking sub place would be
a start.
That'd be start somewhere.
Right.
Run something. But I'm thoroughly convinced you don't have to be all that bright to be. I know somebody that's in the Massachusetts Senate who is. I knew him to be a fucking moron.
I know a state senator
moron.
also who's as dumb as they get.
I mean, and I'm talking like. He must have gained some speaking skills.
I wonder if it's
somewhere.
the same person. Hold on a
This
second.
guy is dumb as fucking dumb as a stump.
Hold on a second. Okay. He's the senator now. He just got elected. Re-elected.
Is he dumb?
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Did you go to school with him?
No, I lived near his business before I moved to Carver. So I kind of got to know him over there.
This guy seemed way dumber than Vinny seems.
Yeah.
When I knew him. Now, granted, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But this guy he didn't go to college when we went to college. And there was no way, because everybody that knew him said, well, he can't go to college. He's a fucking moron.
Right.
Now he's since got a couple of degrees at night school or something.
Oh, good.
So I don't know. Maybe. Look, he was fucking stupid, like worldly stupid.
Well, good for him then. More power to him.
Well, not really.
No, I'm thinking if he got 2 degrees, then at least
who knows. Who knows?
Because we all know how hard it is to get a bachelor's degree.
But like, I'm one of these people that
they give them out to anybody.
If you spend enough time with somebody, like I've had some people. Well, I'll talk about my guy T that I had for a couple years. Who, if you met this guy to begin with, you would think that he was retarded. And after 2 years, it didn't take me 2 years. It took me about a week to realize this guy knew how to do everything. He was very bright.
Yeah.
This was not the case with this guy I was talking about. I've spent a lot of time with him.
T was socially awkward. That's it.
Yeah. This guy was just fucking dumb.
Right.
But if
By
you
the
can
way,
get the vote, you can get the vote.
I don't want to take a total left turn, but have you heard from old T at all?
No.
Has his brother heard? I mean, you don't even see his brother now. His brother moved.
I haven't talked to Bob. I sent Bob a text, and I will again at some point. They're going to be living right down the street here.
Oh, they didn't move in yet? What are they renting in between? Jeez, do you know where they went? Are they in Plymouth somewhere? Or?
Yeah, they're down at White Horse Beach in a winter rental.
Oh, that's awesome. That is the right time of year, man. So they must put everything in storage then, huh?
I believe so.
Like
They
fucking
they
3
sold-
storage units probably.
They had a $7,000 yard sale.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for him.
I mean, when he told me he took in $7,000, I'm like, what the fuck did you must have sold everything.
Sold everything. I had a couple $1,000 yard sales in my time, but
Yeah, $7,000. That's
that's
lot.
awesome.
That's a lot of shit.
That's estate sale type shit. You know what I mean?
You know, when you're selling shit at fucking 5 cents on the dollar, and you can bring in $7,000,
Right.
then you're selling a lot of shit.
Well, that house was nicely decorated too, so maybe it was a lot of that shit. And who knows if they got rid of all their furniture and buying furniture, you can't get a lot of money for furniture, yard sale and estate sale stuff. I mean, unless it's really a nice piece. Now, I mean, not everybody has really nice and
Like a Chippendale fucking, if some idiot's got something out on the street that they think is a piece of junk. It's
anything
a Chippendale fucking desk.
anything upholstered that's sofas, you're never going to get it. Now, you might get money for an upholstered chair, but it's got to be a really nice upholstered chair, Furniture has to be fucking hard wood, like some wood, not fucking pressed like actual wood to get any money for. And then even then, you're right. We're talking 5 cents on the dollar.
Right. And may I have one of these and another one of those other things? Thanks, Al. No, I'm talking about, but there are people. Patty has an uncle that goes around, and he's a sports guy. He's a baseball guy.
Okay.
And he has baseball cards.
He does the memorabilia thing.
And he goes to yard sales, and he finds these fucking baseball cards that, like he'll buy a whole box of baseball cards to get one fucking card.
That's what I was doing with
it's
records.
Worth $1,500, and he buys the whole box for like $25, and he sells the $1,500 card on eBay. And he does this like every weekend. He goes yard sailing.
I did that with the records, and I ended up with like 4,800 records I couldn't use. That I gave away about 2,000 of them for free. Oh,
you got to get rid of that fucking phone.
nah, I usually shut it off, and I just forgot. As you noticed, I was a little out of sorts when I got in here. I really wasn't out of sorts. I'm tired. It's weird. You get a desk job, and it's not as, listen, it's not like working in the field, but it's doing the 8 to 5 thing is like, by the time you get to Thursday night, you get a little tired. By the time I get to 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm done. So today it's Thursday. Thursday's my toughest day. How's that? I'm at my most tired on Thursdays. Friday I get invigorated because it's Friday.
You got.
I know I get the weekend. I'm gonna be able to reset a little bit. They've stopped asking me to come in on Saturdays because they know that it's just distasteful to me.
Well, and I'm glad that you put your foot down and said, "Look, I'm fucking taking a weekend."
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't care.
And I do 8 to 5. Once in a while I get there. About 20 of it 8, but I get there at 2 of 8, and I leave at 5:0001.
Well.
Now, if something's going on, I'll stay. But
I don't know. These people that work in these startup companies and shit.
Yeah.
Where my kid is now. I mean, they're working 70, 80 hours a week.
My direct boss works 80 to 90 hours a week, Joe. Technically, this is a startup, even though we enjoy.
Right.
Listen, even those startups you're talking about, they have somebody put up money for that shit. So, like, I'm in a startup that somebody put money up for. You know what I mean?
Well,
but I'm not looking to work that many hours. My boss
the
is.
The founders that are there, the people that are there, the CEO, the founders, if they're not the CEO and CFO or head of sales or whatever, those guys are working 90 hours a week.
Nonstop.
The people that are hired after the fact are expected. Salaried employees are probably expected to do 70.
Yeah.
And coming in on a Saturday is probably par for the course.
Yeah,
a couple Saturdays a month.
I told them I would do. I told them back in the beginning.
But the flip side of that,
I don't have to. I get so much fucking work done. And
the flip side of that is they get stock.
Yeah, I don't get stock.
You know what I mean? You get.
Yes.
So you work your ass off. The idea is, okay, I'm going to work my ass off, even though the salary's pretty good, like in my daughter's case. But the payoff is the stock. Because if the company makes it, then, it's a big difference between income and wealth. I mean, you could make yourself a couple $1 million on if you stay there and get in the right company and get the stock. I mean, that's the way to do it.
It's weird. It's reminded me of it. It's not. It's kind of another left turn. Sorry, buddy. But every time I encounter someone new on the phone or over email, like a new project manager I haven't worked with yet or something, I look them up on Google, and I usually end up on LinkedIn. Everyone's on LinkedIn, and this PM lady.
I'm not on LinkedIn.
No, I was. But I'm not now. I haven't updated.
You know what? I might have opened a LinkedIn account years ago so that you could look at other LinkedIn people.
Mine still says president of Orange Building Corporation. That's how long ago was that?
There you go.
That was like 2004 or 5 or some shit. So anyway, this woman who's a PM for a job I'm hoping to get at one of these fucking ground up pot facilities. Did I tell you we're becoming the pot painters?
Prime Minister?
Huh? No. Project manager.
Oh, okay.
We're painting a lot of pot facilities, and I'm on the brink of winning another one.
Well, because they have a lot of money.
It's not just they have a lot of money. It's new construction. That's why the economy is wonderful. The whole legal pot thing is wonderful for the economy.
I haven't talked to my nephew who has
those places have
2 of these licenses now.
They have to be built and they have to be painted. You know what I mean? Hence keeping me and a crew of people busy. Anyway, this woman.
No shit. That's great.
So I Googled her.
Yep.
I found her LinkedIn, but she was also in the Quincy paper, the Ledger, and all those connected papers online because she won a fucking $1 million on a scratch ticket last fucking February.
Okay.
And it's her because she's got a wacky name. I'm like, well, this is not a coincidence. And there was a picture of her there and a picture on LinkedIn. So it's her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm figuring she's probably 28, 29 years old. She won $1 million scratch ticket, and she took the lump sum, and that was like $415 or something, $415,000. It's not a bad fucking investment on it. I mean, I'm never gonna do a $10 or a $20 ticket. I don't even do $1 scratch tickets.
I don't buy any.
Once in a while, I'll buy a fucking. I bought a couple of fucking. I took a couple cracks at the $1 billion Mega Millions and Powerball. You know what I mean? But I didn't go. I bought one ticket. I'm not looking to play the lottery, man. That's a bad bet.
Well, it's a bad bet.
It's really a bad bet. But you can't win it if you're not in it. But I don't play it regular. Anyway, I thought I was like, oh man, good for her, and she kept her job. She said,
well, you're not going to retire on a $1 million.
No, but you could at least maybe start up something on your own. But she,
well, you're going to get half. You got to get $500,000 to, if you take a lump sum.
She got, you weren't listening to me. She got like $413,000.
It was
out of the $1 million.
They took more than half, really?
Yeah. Well, you pay your taxes and. You pay your taxes and you take the lump sum because if you get the annuity, it's more. If you get the annuity, it comes out to more than that after taxes. It comes out to like $600,000 or $650,000. But most financial advisors will tell you to take the lump sum because at 8 to 10% in a fucking mutual fund over the course of that time with the money in it, you're going to make more than what the annuity would have been. You know what I mean?
I think it depends on how much money it is.
No,
if you hit the $1 billion thing,
you take
don't take the lump sum.
No, I would never take the lump sum.
Have it fucking because who cares?
Yeah, I would never. Listen,
but if you win, if you win a certain amount of money, there must be a line in which you say, no, I'm not. I won $500 million. I'm not taking the lump sum because I'll blow it and it'll be gone.
Yeah, I would
or
take
some
the
huckster.
Yeah.
Because you'll be fucking these parasites will be crawling.
Whatever the annuity, I don't even know what the annuity is because they never talk about it in that. But on a $1.5 billion fucking lottery, whatever the annuity is, you're still going to be able to be a philanthropist and take care of everyone you know and still get the annuity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you end up, even though you're not getting, because nobody gets fucking 8%, 10% at the stock market. Over a long period of time.
Well, these guys like to think that they do.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Not everybody. Depends on when you get in.
You're not going to get 10.
Depends on when you get out.
You got to hope you're getting 8 if you're in a long-term fucking situation, or at least have someone smart enough to move your shit around so you keep getting 8.
My old man did a little study here. And when I say here, he did it at the house when he used to stay here. And he's a spreadsheet wizard.
Like Excel?
Yeah, he taught everybody at Knife how to do spreadsheets.
Excel sucks.
Back in the 80s.
Excel is a
I
dinosaur.
don't know whether it was Excel, but he's a spreadsheet.
No, yeah, it was Excel.
He's a spreadsheet. These things are amazing tools if you know how to use them.
Yeah, they are.
And what he did was he found that somewhere around 40, you know what? I don't remember. 40% of the time, if you got into the stock market at a certain date and got out at a certain date, you didn't make any money.
Yeah, it's like fucking
Do you
playing
follow what I'm
blackjack.
saying?
It's no
And
different
I mean,
than
like,
blackjack.
it could be 30 years. You could be in the stock market for 30 years and not make any fucking money, adjusted for inflation.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? Now, if you stay... So what he did is he took the stock market, the Dow Jones...
I was going to say, he took the Dow Jones
over
Industrial
the
Average. That's the only thing you
entire
can do it by.
time
Right.
that it's been around, and what it was at the end of every fucking year.
Yeah.
And then calculated all of the points that you go in, all of the points you could come out. You know, for it being, you know, holding something for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20, 30, and 40 years. And it was like half of the time you would not make any money or you would lose money.
Right.
Meaning the Dow Jones would be, you know, you would have been better off keeping it in your fucking mattress, which I found pretty surprising. Because everybody says, well, you just, you know, buy and hold. But you got to buy the right shit.
Well, how do all these fucking retirement plans work? You know what I mean? They seem to work. You know what I mean? You put money in and it grows.
Well, you ever see...
You end up with more than you put in by the time you retire.
When you see these downturns, like... I mean, well, 2008 was fucking terrible, but 2000 was terrible. There were a lot of, like, electric company guys who were like, well, I had $3 million in the bank, and now I've got $500,000. And I have to start taking it because I'm retired.
88 was fucked about a bunch of people, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of periods where somebody gets out, and you have to start taking... Don't you have to start taking, like, set money at 59 and a half?
That I don't know. I don't know how that works, Joe, because it doesn't apply to me. It just doesn't apply to me.
Well, it applies to me and to Patty because we both have SEP IRAs. I got a SEP and Roth IRA.
I used to have all that shit, and I cashed it all out, and I have nothing.
So I don't know how much you have to take out, but you have to start taking it out. You could be taking it out at a loss.
Yep.
So not every, you know, it's not the... Look, that's why they've never... All these people that wanted to put the Social Security fund into the stock market. Well, first of all, there is no money.
There's no
People
Social
think that there's a
Security.
big fund.
There's
There is
no-
no money.
No.
There's no money.
That shit
It's
it
a
goes
room
out
full of
quicker.
IOUs.
It goes out quicker than you pay. It's not your Social Security anymore.
Well, they just print it.
Yeah.
They print it and they send you
That's
a
it.
check.
Yep.
And they say how much. They don't even print it. It's just a number in a computer.
Yep.
And I'm starting to think that the debt just doesn't matter. As long as the world doesn't
Of course
care.
it doesn't matter.
Well, it could get to a point where it matters. It's just right now we're still the best country. The United States is still the best country to put your money in. You're at least going to get your money back. You know, when you have $1 trillion, like you're China, and you need a place to put some money, where are you going to put $1 trillion?
Ghana?
Yeah, I mean,
Jamaica?
you know what I'm saying? It starts to get a little like,
Russia?
you got to start wondering.
Yeah.
You know, where can I put $1 trillion and be able to actually just get it back?
Yeah.
Never mind make any money off of it. And you know, maybe the UK, maybe Great Britain,
Germany, maybe.
maybe Germany, maybe France.
Although it's the European Union. I mean, aren't they still technically the biggest trading bloc?
I don't know.
You would think China would. They probably do fucking do something.
I
want to
say that the European Union, they became about as big as the United States.
I think bigger. That's all I'm saying. I think it's bigger.
but not a lot bigger. I don't
No,
think.
it's similar. And the funny thing is the United States and Europe are a similar land mass as well. like as far as square mileage goes, it's like within 30,000 square miles or something.
Well,
something
I also
ridiculous.
want to say that similar amounts of people aren't there.
It's similar with everything. It's very weird. Joe, go like this. Look at me. Go like this.
What? Away from her, and it could have been like a little shoulder in there because he was on the other. It wasn't fucking gentle. You know what I mean?
I gotta see the video.
And he's just this guy. I fucking
Because when
hate
I
him.
read
He's
it,
just a cunt.
When I read it, I went, "Well, that sounds like him." And then I went, "Well, wait a minute. You got to see it." And listen, if you're, I should have fucking looked at it in the 3 minutes we were fucking taking a little break, but I can fucking call it up on my phone and keep the sound off.
Yeah, he did. He shows a picture of him blocking her from.
I saw a picture of it. I saw a still of it.
She's trying to get the microphone.
By the way, we're back.
And Trump's
my exhale.
Trump is saying, give her the microphone. So obviously this is over.
So
he continues to try to ask a question.
When you texted me, watch Trump bitch slap Acosta on YouTube, it showed that last night.
Yeah,
too?
and I mean, I don't know whether this guy thinks that, this guy's making the news about him. You know what I mean? Which is just the worst kind of fucking reporter. He's not a reporter.
I'm turning this down.
He's a confrontationalist.
He's a cunt.
He's a cunt. And you know something?
Oh man, and he's right up front. He's right in the dude's mug. Like Trump can probably smell his breath. You know what I mean?
You didn't see anybody doing this to fucking Obama. That's for sure.
Well, because they weren't allowed.
True. Obama never did any fucking press conferences, really.
Right. I gotta start wiring this thing into the. Oh yeah, there we go. So I can hear it on my headphones. You won't be hearing it, but.
Good. Are we live still?
Oh yeah, man. We're doing our thing.
So yeah, concerned that he may be in.
Wait. You know why we need the big.
I'm listening.
Oh, he wanted to ask about the fucking Russia thing. And it was like his third question, and Trump just said, "Look, I'm not talking to you about this. That's it. Next question." And he just fucking.
I think you should let me run the country, he says.
Yeah. When you concentrate
funny.
on CNN.
Oh.
You are a rude, terrible person.
I have to rewind that a little bit. Wow. That didn't get that far into it. Wow. Let me run the country. If you ran CNN better, you'd have better ratings, he said. Yeah, you know what? He did act. That wasn't inappropriate. He didn't.
Yeah, but you didn't see.
He didn't
see
hit
the girl.
Yeah, I just watched
Did
it,
you
and then she
watch
sat
all
right
of
down. She sat right down.
You got to be able to see the girl.
I did.
No, there's a video that shows the entire
and then
side view.
Trump walked away from the
There's
podium.
a whole side view that shows his interaction with the girl trying to get the
Okay.
microphone. So unless you get that,
Oh, you're a terrible person, he said. I love it.
well, I wonder if he's permanently banned. I think that'd be fun.
I don't think there's such a thing. I think that those credentials get updated on literally a daily basis. But you know what I mean? Trump. All right. Do you remember which? Did you get it from CNN or did you get it from Fox or?
You know who I saw it? It was a USA Today feed.
Is it the side view of him or the side view of the girl that you want me to look at? Because if you see
Well,
this,
it's a side view of Acosta.
okay, I saw that. That's what I saw. He definitely acted inappropriately.
He terribly.
Yeah, there was bad behavior.
I mean, he literally ripped the microphone away from the girl and did one of these. So he's a fucking cunt.
He is a cunt.
You know what? This is a guy that needs to be punched in the face.
Well,
It really does. He needs a fucking good punch right in the fucking face.
All right, here he is.
And he's a partisan cocksucker.
Trump's like, here we go. This is so good. By the way, it's not dead air, Joe. Our listeners are listening as well.
To what?
They're listening to...
Oh, they can hear that? I
Yeah.
can hear it from somewhere.
You're hearing it. Oh, maybe those headphones.
See, now, this fucking maggot is like, we are not the enemy. It's not we, it's you. You're a little maggot, and you should be fucking banned for life.
Right.
And I don't mind anybody asking a fucking hard question. It's
And neither does Trump, by the way.
no,
'Cause
it's
he'll
just
answer
This guy
you.
is a fucking scumbag.
No, that's half his fucking frustration with the media.
Most of these assholes are fucking left-wing lunatics,
Right.
that are in the media. There's very few fair questions, and most of them hate this president. But so we're clear on that. But this guy fucking goes over the line all the time.
Yeah.
As Charlie Murphy said before he punched Rick James in the face and kicked him out a window, he said he was a perpetual line crosser.
So wait a minute. I never heard that story. Why did he beat up Rick James? Biatch?
Because Rick James punched him in the head.
He punched Charlie first? Probably it was a mistake, huh?
Oh. I can't believe you've never watched that footage.
I don't think I've seen that. Fill me back in on that.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, all right. I'll look it up. Jesus Christ.
You got to go on YouTube and type in Charlie Murphy, Rick James.
You know what?
story.
I will. You know what the
And
best...
it's fucking hysterical.
You know what the best thing ever is? YouTube on the TV. It's fucking awesome. How awesome is YouTube on TV? You literally
Great.
can get whatever you want. By the
Well,
way...
that's how I could watch the press conference. The side view of the girl getting.
Yeah.
She had the microphone and he ripped it out of her
I saw
hands.
it. Yeah.
And
Well, he didn't rip it out of her
as soon
hands.
as she had the fucking microphone, he should have let go.
Yeah, if he was a gentleman.
He's a fucking maggot,
Yeah, he's a
cocksucker,
of
scumbag.
of epic proportions.
I mean, this is just a kid too. I mean, she's not
it's
a very
an intern.
old girl.
It's an intern.
You
by
fucking let
definition.
go of the microphone. Your fucking question isn't that important.
She's 22 at the oldest. You know what I mean? That's my daughter. Oh my God! Can you imagine if he did that to my daughter?
Yeah, you'd be punching him in the fucking
I
head.
would probably get that. Would be Charlena, if you're listening, can you please intern somewhere? I know you don't need to intern, honey, because you're on the brink of getting your master's in business, and you're gonna get hired, making more than me. So you don't need to intern.
Good chance. You never know.
But if anyone ever
Takes a few. She's gonna have to go somewhere and
eat some ass,
Anna went to Mercer, which is like the company everybody goes to, and you do 6 months at Mercer, and if you can make it 6 months there,
it's kind of
anybody will hire you.
It's kind of the not internship. What's the word?
And Mercer runs like all the, healthcare. They're like they're not the insurance company, but like they take care of, say, Fox News, because this was one of their clients, and she said these people were horrible.
Yeah.
If you wanted to call up and talk about your pension plan or your health insurance, or this is an outsourced
Oh, they
thing.
were company. Yeah. That's what Paul does with with finance shit.
Okay. Well,
Shareholder services. So this is like
Well, but does he deal with their health insurance?
no. But you're saying that's the health insurance. I got it. They're third party handlers of that for big companies. Just like
Everything.
even the shareholder shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
all
just
right.
said that. Pension plans.
I'm sorry. Paul
everything.
just does the
It's
financial
not-
shit.
Fox doesn't do that. There's a lot of companies just don't do that in house.
Yeah. Most of them, it turns out.
So the phone calls would be awful. Well, they should have fucking more than that.
Oh yeah.
And so she worked there 6 months, and she paid her dues, and then she got hired immediately. Because you got to stay 6 months. I guess that's the deal. And she said the people.
But why are they the yardstick? Because they're huge.
It's just a place where you get tortured, and if you can handle it for 6 months, and then
So,
leave,
I'm sorry.
then they know that you can.
So was she
If you can put up with that for 6, she quit.
was she fielding phone calls there, or was she in human resources?
That is human resources.
Oh, so she's dealing with employees, not. I got you. I understand.
All of the employees at
Yeah, other companies,
other companies.
but she wasn't hiring people to work for Mercer.
No,
is
no,
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no, no.
That's what she does
No.
now. She hires.
No, that was a long. This.
I got you.
This has been relatively recent. She's at her 6th company.
I got you.
So when she started at Cloud Health, that's when she became the person that was finding talent.
Yeah, the animal that she is today.
So that's where she started.
Do you think she goes to bed thinking about how being better at her job or whatever? Does she shut it off when she leaves? Does she ever bring work home with her? I'm not talking about
No,
a folder.
I don't think
I'm talking
so.
about,
I don't think
is
she
it on her
likes it.
mind?
I don't think she likes it.
But she's good at it.
I don't think she likes the whole thing. She's not interested
Yeah.
in the.
That was my question.
She's not interested.
She's not into
in
it.
Business. She doesn't give a fuck about.
But
the
she's
companies.
figured out a way to be successful at whatever her, day to day, what she's got to get done day to day. She's successful at.
I think she gets some satisfaction. Look, I don't know what makes her happy because she's relatively miserable.
Oh,
I think she has.
are you guys speaking?
I've sent her a couple of emails. I haven't heard back, but she talks to Patty, and
That's good enough.
look, it'll all wash.
Yeah, if she's talking to Patty, that's good news.
Yes. So, look, and
Patty's
maybe
not.
she and I do need a break. You know what I mean? And
It's fine.
We still have to have that talk. I mean, this isn't over until that talk happens.
I know.
There's no like, oh yeah, we'll just put that under the rug. No, you have to understand. We made a deal. You fucked me. Now you have to fucking. Now you got to tell me why. Explain it to me.
Yeah.
And you better and tell me what in your head said that was okay. And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But I said, one of the emails I sent to my kid is I promised I would never be one of those parents that would like fucking disown their child.
Yeah,
because-
right.
Because they got in a fight about, and I don't care what it is.
Right.
And I said, I'll always love you. You're always going to be my daughter.
But you owe me an explanation.
And I said, but we need to have, at some point, we're going to have a. This isn't going away.
So
I don't care if it's 3 years.
right, but in
It's
your
not going away.
so I'm just going to throw out a scenario to you where she reaches out. She just comes home for the holidays. All right, she just comes home. She gives you a hug, and goes,
We could probably.
"I want to.
We could probably table.
I want
it.
to have. I want to table it." Basically, if she says to you, "I don't want to have the talk yet. Can we just do the holidays?"
It's.
You'd be down, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm not-
'Cause
I mean, I'm
you
not,
know why, Joe?
I'm never
'Cause
going to tell her she can't come home.
Because you're not an unreasonable prick. You know what I mean? You're just not unreasonable.
But
It's
I'm
not
not
unreasonable to get to
I'm not-
demand an explanation. That's
I'm not-
not unreasonable.
I'm owed an explanation.
You are owed an explanation. I agree 100%. And that's not
And
unreasonable.
I don't think there's going to be one that's going to make any sense other than I just
that
want to
sucks.
keep the money.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
You know what? What's going to make sense?
So if she admits that, then you have to accept that, and then it will be over.
It's unfortunate character flaw that I didn't think she had that.
Yeah, right.
It makes you dishonorable.
I mean, by definition.
But I'm willing. That's why we need to have the talk. Unless there's some circumstance that that I'm not aware of, like there was something going on at the time that made her not interested in the stock. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Meaning, if there's some mitigating where she just didn't give a fuck because, she was worried that, her relationship was all fucked up and she hated life at the time and she was fucked up in the head, I could handle an excuse like that.
Right.
If she really believed that, I really believed that the stock was worth a lot, and I knew it was going to be worth something, because if she can do that, that's legitimate.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the way she behaved, she didn't give a fuck. And I mean, Patty has some text messages that were part of a group text message thing that shows that she didn't give a fuck.
Group with Patty and some of...
And me.
Oh, and you. Okay. Just the
Yeah.
three of you?
Yeah. With me saying, hey, did you buy the fucking stock? Because I was worried she just took the money and didn't buy the fucking stock.
Right.
And that's how disinterested I thought that she was. So, look, the last thing you want to be in the world is fucking, I don't know. Do you want to be seen as a dirtbag by your parents, by your father? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I cannot empathize. I cannot empathize.
And I don't.
It's a unique position.
I don't think she's a dirtbag. I shouldn't say that. It's just, it's not a good thing. I'm trying to think of a way to deal with it. If I didn't know her, I'd say it was a scum move. But I have to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, at least for the time being.
And I'm not having a fight.
Yeah.
Ever. I'm just gonna go. Well, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm glad to hear that that's the position
Decide
you're
what it
taking.
is.
But you are owed at
What
least
we're gonna have for a relationship.
You are owed at least an explanation of where her head was at.
Yeah,
And you're right. It's a 90% chance of that coming back, and you're going to go, well, that's a really bad explanation. And then, but you are at least entitled to that. I agree.
or she can simply offer me the money, and I can turn it down, and she can say she was wrong, and that she was upset by how mad I got at her for handling it wrong.
Yeah.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Let me sort that out. Hold on. So you're saying if she actually did come up with the money, there's a chance that you would not take it. Or you're saying you wouldn't take it now at ever.
I wouldn't take it.
Wow.
But she could offer it. And that would, she could say, I was wrong. You didn't force me into a corner. I was being selfish.
And now either way you won't take it.
But that's fine.
Yeah. Well, it was never about the money. That's why.
Well, I don't know how much money there is.
Oh, you don't
never
even know
gonna
how
say
much.
If she got $500,000, maybe I'll take $100,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think she got $500,000. I think she got like.
I asked you this a couple
I have
weeks
no
ago. What do
idea.
you got to have some
I have
guess.
no
Just
clue.
Fucking give me a ballpark. Even if it's wild.
$130,000.
Okay.
I think she got.
All right.
And I wouldn't take.
So you're not
any of that.
interested in any part of that?
No.
Nah, I agree. But if it's $500,000, Joe, you got to get a little taste.
And I mean, it's just so. Look,
Or at least get her to invest in your next building project. Little upfront money, little working
it's just,
capital.
I'm not trying to make money off my kid.
No, I know that.
It's just that, and that's why being accused of trying to make money off your kid is
It's awful.
by your kid.
By your kid is awful.
Is fucking terrible.
That's just shtick, though. That's
Unless you're a scumbag father
no,
that's
it's
always
shtick.
done that.
No, that's shtick on her behalf. That's,
You know what I mean?
It's got to be shtick.
I happen to be the opposite end of the spectrum as far as, I'm not the best father in the world, and I'm fairly insane. But I am, that kid didn't go without anything. And
You were very,
She
very, very
cars and fucking college paid
No,
for.
yeah, you were about
Anything she needed.
Yep,
And I happily would do it again.
absolutely.
Because it made me feel like I did my job.
Well, you did.
Even
do
though
your
I think
job.
I spoiled the fuck out of her and
You
probably
spoiled
made her
Jo-
miserable.
You know what, Joe? Though that comes with the territory.
I'm telling you, Al, I think
You're a unique individual.
I think I had a hand in her she's not a very happy person.
Yeah, but
And I think I had a hand in that.
can I give you my opinion on that?
I think I left her with a sense that life would just get better and better. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Rather than now you're on your own.
No, the only thing that you had a hand in was her chemical imbalances and her fucking mental instability. It has nothing to do with you didn't fucking.
I won't go there because that's
genetics.
We don't don't know that. We don't know that yet.
You didn't ruin her at all.
We don't
with
know
how you
that.
treated her and how you fucking.
She's a very different person than I am. She's not like a depressed. She
might be depressed.
She says she's not, and she's very different than I am. She has
the same as you.
There's an empty sort of thing going on with her that she doesn't understand, and she always is broke, or at least used to be, which is always stressful.
She needs to be treated for anxiety and depression.
No,
she needs.
I don't know that to be true.
I'm not talking as.
Look,
I'm not talking as someone who's close to you. I'm talking as someone who has been there.
I know that. I know what you're saying, but I don't know whether that's it. See, I ask her, do you have we've had these talks because I try to find out, do you have what I have? And there's a lot of non-parallels. Do you follow what I'm saying? There's a lot of her mother in there too.
Yeah, her mother is crazy.
A little nutty, but she's much happier. Her mother's a much happier person. Very happy-go-lucky type person. Very outgoing.
Do you follow what I'm saying? There's darkness there, and that darkness is...
there's something there, and it's... Part of it is being fucking broke. And I think part of being broke came from she always had everything she needed up until she had to provide for herself. And I sort of said, well, the gravy train's ended. You know what I mean? And I'm not bailing you out anymore. So she had money through college.
She makes great money. Where does her money go?
Well, I think she's learned that you can't buy $400 bras.
Oh, is that what she was doing?
Yeah.
That's what it would have to be.
Patty,
$600 shoes and shit.
Patty would look and go, that's a $75 blouse she's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen her with 3 different colors.
Okay. So she likes her clothes.
And she used to leave shit. Like she left 3 pairs of sneakers, Nike fucking brand new sneakers here. And Patty's like, fuck it. We're the same shoe size. I'm wearing them.
Absolutely.
So she had a disregard for money. And
Yeah.
I believe I had a hand in that. Because I gave her money.
And you also have a blatant disregard for money in some ways.
Yeah, but I try not to get myself to the point where I'm fucking dead broke.
Yeah, no, but you've been on the brink a couple times.
Well,
that's part of being self-employed.
Hey, do I have another Diet Coke?
You do. You got one left because I just had your second to last one. I like a Diet Coke at the end of the show. You know what I mean?
And a Fireball. Is there any more? I wanted 4.
I hope so because you fucking... No, you drank 4.
Did I really?
Yeah, you drank 4. I got another one in the other freezer. I'll go get it for you.
No, I went in there when I accused you. There was 1. And I'm like, Jesus, where the fuck did these go?
I did drink one on Tuesday. But I told you I didn't.
Scumbag.
You asked if I drank all of it. I drank 1.
Al, I don't care.
I know you don't. But that's why I was like, no way, Jose. I had 1. And I think there was 3 and there was 2. So you must either put one down your neck and not remembered or someone came over and had one,
I'll tell you what. I like... So I had a closing today. That's why I got 4.
Oh, the closing?
Well, not a closing, yeah.
This was
the one
with
I don't
the
even care about
very
the
active
money.
homeowner.
and I made good money on this.
Good for you, buddy. Congratulations, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
But
Congratulations.
it's not even the money, because when I get the check, it means, it's so funny. The check could be for 250 grand, or it could be for 25 million. I don't think I'd fucking care any more or any less.
Yeah, it could be, or 25 grand.
Yeah, it's like, well, what am I? There's nothing I want to fucking own or buy or.
Well, there's always stuff
That's
you want to
why-
buy, Joe,
Not
and in bulk.
not particularly. No.
No, I know what you're saying.
I have a house and a shed and a cabana overflowing with shit.
And a fucking wood shop and a fucking
Yeah.
podcast studio slash
studio. Look at
fucking
this.
solar fucking something central and guitars.
Jesus
And
Christ.
you do have a lot of stuff. You got a lot of
This
stuff.
Shit. One day I'm just
It's
going
fine.
to say, I'm going to call you and
No, you're not. You won't.
say, get 3 of your pals and have a yard sale and sell fucking everything.
You won't.
I'm going away. I don't care what it is. I'll take some things off that are off limits, and it's all going to be gone.
What I really want is you to get that fucking Miller High Life light sign back working. You got to hang it somewhere in here. That thing's classic. Is there a fucking plug right here?
Well,
Yeah, there is. We got to hang that fucking... Oh, it's too wide. Fuck. For between those two
yeah,
doors.
it is.
It was there, and then you put in the... You had it there, and then you put in the fucking new AC unit, and it had to go away.
Well, it'll still fit there.
You should put that in the window of your fucking wood shop. That would be dope. You know what I mean? It would look great. Hey, fucking pointing out to the fucking backyard. That would be dope. You know?
I don't think Patty would like it in the front window of the house.
The foyer window, the upstairs foyer
Yeah.
window, where the witch used to live.
Yeah, do you remember the witch?
Yeah, the witch. The witch was there for
There
like
was-
year round for a couple years.
Oh, the witch was there for a fucking 8 or 9 years, and she hated that fucking thing.
Well, she's the one who fucking wanted it up there in the first place, wasn't she?
No.
Oh, that was your idea?
No, Linda gave that to me.
Oh, I forgot all about
I loved that thing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So the witch was there for years.
Years.
People would drive by and call me and go, "What the fuck is that hanging that I see in your window?" Like, that's a witch.
That thing must have been for anyone who's Joe has a hip roof colonial and with a front entry foyer, and the foyer is open. You come in the front door and it's open to the second floor ceiling, and there's a big. It's not a double hung window. He's got a big picture window. By the way, if I didn't
big rectangle.
If I didn't suggest to him to not put a double hung window there, it would have been a double hung window. I don't know. You forget that detail, by the way.
Well,
You were
what I
gonna
should've
put a
done-
double hung window, and I said, "What are you doing? Don't put a double hung
should've-
window there. You're never
I
gonna
don't
open
know
it."
why I didn't run the foyer all the way up and then put a half round on top of it. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But I actually like
I
that
don't
it's
really
not a half
care.
round. I like that it's a big. It's 5
It's
by
kind of
5.
a big stupid window.
It's kind of cool, is what it is. It's not a
No,
double.
it's like 6 feet wide, I think.
So it's 6 by 6 or
Because
6.
that thing is 8,
Yeah.
and it's not.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's a big window.
there's obviously a light fixture up top, but he hung a witch on a broomstick for Halloween one
it
year.
was a
and it lit-
handmade fucking
Yeah,
thing.
and
It was
it-
pretty cool.
it-
It was frightening looking,
and
actually.
it was beautiful, and it lived there for 9 years. I'm sure that thing was covered in fucking brown human dust goo when you took it down.
Yeah, definitely.
So what Jesus Christ, would you get a fucking somebody with a 16-foot step ladder or something? Or a 14-footer?
No, the 10. The 12. I have two 12-foot step.
Oh, the
ladders.
12 could do that? Jesus Christ. You got to get on the
Believe so.
top of it, though.
I was
probably.
up there
And someone's holding that fucking thing steady.
on the man light. I bought that light. You know, it's funny that the transition that happened. We used to play. Remember, we used to play cards here years ago, like when I first.
Oh,
moved
yeah,
in.
we had a couple games. Yeah. Because we played across the street, too.
And I bought this dining room set,
Yeah.
which is gone now.
It is?
And
Okay.
it came with it had a glass hutch with a light in it.
That I remember. Yep.
Okay, and it had a table. It was like that fucking bamboo wood or something.
Yeah.
Thing.
I know.
It was relatively inexpensive, but it was kind of nice.
It looked nice.
But it had a hutch, it had a fucking table, and then it had some other thing some other piece of furniture. I don't know what you call it. And I filled the hutch up with fucking various motorcycle parts.
Yeah.
And this is when I was,
Yep.
because I was living here. I don't think Patty was living here. Or she might have been here a couple nights a week.
Was she ever not living here?
Yes.
Jesus, I don't remember that. I think there was always a Patty.
She was here a lot, but she wasn't here. She wasn't living. I don't know when.
Her wardrobe wasn't here. She had
I
a
don't know
toothbrush
when
here,
she
man.
actually moved in.
She had a toothbrush here the whole time.
And it was clothes.
Wow, you guys have been together that long. Holy shit.
Well, that's why I keep
Time
saying.
flies.
Because I keep going. I tell people this. I had a life before the new millennium
Right.
and then after.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking the new millennium wasn't that long ago.
It was fucking 18, 19 years ago, dude.
Right. So what's happening is it's become a long time.
Crazy, right?
Like we were playing cards probably in 2002.
That's crazed.
Me, you, Rob.
Well, wait.
Who's
This house
dead.
wasn't built in 2002.
Yeah.
That's pre-Cabana, though. Cabana was a good, 6, 7 years into it?
2003.
Because I started...
Cabana Night.
Remember you helped me with the first building project I did? All the meetings we had for that were in your kitchen. It wasn't in the Cabana. So I think that was 2003 or 4. Oh, Jesus. Are you sure the Cabana was 2003? It might have been 2004.
Summer of 2003, I
Okay.
did the pool. And I built a cabana at the same time.
Okay.
But then again, if it was summer of 2003, like the first winter in the cabana was I had electric radiator
I remember.
heat.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all that. Took a long time for it to warm up in there.
Do you still have those radiators in the shed?
I bought 6 when I did.
I borrowed those for something at one point, and I brought them
I
back.
believe I have 2.
Those things are some fucking electricity-eating motherfuckers,
Oh, my
by the
God.
way. That'll put you out of fucking business right
remember,
there, those things.
I couldn't paint the house. I couldn't get the heat company to come in. It was that house on the pond that I built over by my old
Macaja.
neighborhood.
Yeah, all right.
Remember
the other
that?
side of that, yeah.
And I couldn't get fucking
The one where you
Churchills.
raised the house on the property or the other one across the street? Because there was 2.
No,
You've got
no,
a lot.
It was the one on the pond. There was nothing there.
Okay. All right, that was the one on the pond. Remember you did one kind of across
Yes.
the street and up on the corner and you had to
Yes.
raise the house? That was a fun project.
So the one on the pond, I couldn't get any fucking heat on. And this is when electricity was still pretty cheap.
The only thing I remember about that house, that job, was that's when Rob went over the hill.
That's right.
That house. But I don't remember anything about the painting it or who bought it, or it's weird. I don't remember anything. I mean, I know that
I
was the
remember
era of
who bought it
DB
because-
and Rob. DB
Right.
and Rob. And even the other fucking character there, the one who fell off the roof.
Dave Holbrook,
Yeah, the other Dave.
who I still should go see.
Where?
Bridgewater.
What do you mean, at his house?
Yeah.
Why should you go see him?
Because he's a good guy.
Yeah, I like
Do you
him
have
too.
anybody that lives like Bridgewater's too? I hate that fucking drive.
Bridgewater's not that bad. Like,
It's
Bridgewater's
a
too...
suck drive. Because you got to
Yeah, but
go.
from where I live, it's not bad. In Carver, it's not bad. Plymouth, it's not that great a drive.
Well, you got to get off it. You got to take Route 27, and then you got to fucking take 4. It's not that far mileage wise. Just if you can't jump on a highway,
Yeah,
and then
but
get
see,
off
I think
and
from
then
here
be
you would go 58 to I know what you're saying, to 106 to 104. Depends on where. I'm trying to remember where he lived in Bridgewater because I looked at something for him, and
And I'd like Dave, and I should go see him. You must have a friend like that.
he might be dead.
No, he's not.
Are you sure? He's definitely not productive. I'll tell you that.
No, I saw him. Did you go with us when we? I don't think you went with us. I brought a bunch of guys. Alan went, Bill went. There was another person. It might have been you. The window company has a shindig every year in the fall.
No, and you saw Dave there?
Yeah. And we Ubered
Wasn't
from
me,
here.
man. That must have been Butler or somebody. It wasn't me.
You know what it was? It was Chris
'cause
Butler.
that's when he was helping you more.
So no, it wasn't.
Was even pre that?
It was pre that.
Okay.
And I saw Holbrook then. And
do you remember where you Ubered to? Was it the country club in Kingston or something? Because they always do that shit there.
No, it was a place on 18. It was a place on 18.
Oh, up at the fucking beer joint?
It's kind of got like a fire pit outdoors.
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
beer joint. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know exactly what
big.
you're talking about. Yeah, that's right. That's right around the corner from where you and I did the reinforcement class for the building license.
Yes, which I have to go do.
I can't believe I let that thing go. If I still had that thing, I could be an APM in the fucking Pine Hills right now. But guess what? I think I like the estimating thing better than the project managing thing. The estimating thing's
sucks.
easy. Yeah, no project man. You
I have to
told me
go
that.
and take a class.
Yeah.
They had it perfect where you could click through it online.
No more of that.
And now you have to take a class for a day.
Yeah, we did that. Remember, you paid for me to
we
go
had
up
to
there
do it
too.
for 2 days.
When you and I did it was 2 days?
Yeah. It was either 2 Saturdays in a row or it was
I
Saturday
think it was
and
a
Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday you and I went.
This is just 1 day because you can click through half of it and then you got to go to a class.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm thinking
an easy upkeep.
I'm thinking of fucking forging it.
Because I'm going
but
to tell you right now, you don't want to go back through the class.
No.
Jesus Christ.
You've got a year from when it expires.
Right.
To go get it.
Yeah, I fucked up. You know what? I let that go, and I let my PI. I let all my licenses go. I used to have a lot of licenses.
The building
man.
license was a bad one to let go.
I know, and you told me that, but you know what it was? It was straight up money. I was that fucking broke.
I would have fucking given you a
I know,
couple
but
$100.
I can't. I ask you for too much already, and you give too much. I can't come to you and say, Joe, give me $200 so I can go to my license. I can't do that. You know what I mean?
That's a
ridiculous.
big thing to give up.
I know. You know what?
They're
though?
a bitch to get.
I'll tell you right now.
You really have to know stuff.
Listen, I don't need it, and the education that I got has actually helped me because I know a lot of shit that I didn't know before. Then it helps me in my current job. I don't need it. I don't need that license. I'm going to be doing what I'm doing until I die. I was going to say retire, but, guys like us don't retire. I'm going to be doing this either for this guy or someone else. I'm fucking good at it, and I like it.
Now, since your evaluation and your raise,
I meant to bring my report card to show you. Fuck, I forgot.
Are you happier there? Have you noticed the money yet?
Okay, listen. I'm going to explain it to you this way.
Okay. I'm very. You remember, you're talking to a guy that's never had a job.
Let me explain it to you this way. You know that I was looking for somewhere else to work. In the simplest, most basest way, I was looking for somewhere else to work, and now I'm not. And here's another simple way.
Good way of putting it.
Here's another way to look at it. Every day up until that fucking review, since I wanted to leave, I had a fucking huge pit, literally a physical fucking pit in my stomach. Pit is a weird word, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When I'm on my way to work and when I walk in there. When I get in there, all right, I get shit to do, I'll make it happen. But the fucking unanticipation, is it deep? I don't know. What's unanticipation? You know what I'm saying? The fucking horror that I was going in there was palpable every day.
But it's because you were thinking of leaving.
Yeah. And
because the money wasn't good enough.
Right. And since then, since the evaluation, I still have the same pit in my stomach when I drive up there. So there's good and there's bad.
I think that's just going to work.
I have that fucking last 10 minutes before I get to work Because I got a 50-minute drive in the morning. It's over an hour at night, no matter which way you cut it. I got a 50-minute drive in the morning. I'm good. I listen to Howard and Robin for 40 minutes, and then my mind starts to wander when I get to the last, quarter of my journey there. And by the time I'm in that industrial park and I'm driving in there, I'm fucking nauseous.
Well, I'll tell you something.
I'm nauseous.
One of my biggest problems is not... Like, I had no problem committing to a marriage, but committing to working 9 hours a day for a week, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the littler things. Now, Bill Burr, one of my favorite comedians,
The great Bill Burr,
has a sketch on, he was trying to get rid of his wife. She was fucking all happy because Thanksgiving was coming, and she asked what he was going to do, and he was trying to watch the game, and he said he was going to make a pie, and then 4 months later or whatever, 2 months later, she said, and you're making a pie today. And he says, all I could think about was fucking killing myself, so I didn't have to make this pie.
right?
So it's like he says, I never really think about killing myself over anything big. It's just like the idea that I got to make this pie. I'd rather fucking throw myself through the plate glass window and have my neck fucking cut in half and just not have to do it. So I I understand that. Do you follow what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it's like there's a grind to it, and you have to commit yourself to. You mean I can't just leave at 2 if I feel like it?
Well, that's what I always say. At 2:30, most days.
Well, or 11.
I'm fucking done.
You can't just leave at fucking 11 and say, I don't know. I don't feel like doing this today.
And I get it. That's why the guy doesn't want me to do any work from home. I got to be in the office. There's shit I can do at home, but I got to be there during the day because I won't do it right. The job that I have, you got to be at your fucking desk. You know what I mean? That's just the deal. It is what it is. That's the fucking life I've chosen. So look at this fucking maniac. It's dark, but that's the fucking Austrian bike. The fucking sound's off. I should have turned it on. That's, I told you got a real dirt bike.
Yeah, the KTM.
So guess what else he got?
What do you get?
He traded a pit bike for a Kawasaki 250, which isn't as badass as that bike he has. It rides a lot higher.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 legit fucking dirt bikes, and I am going dirt biking. Oh, by the way, we'll be using your access road to get to the dirt bikes, get to the fucking power lines next week. I've never ridden a dirt bike, and because he bought another dirt bike so I could go dirt biking with him.
That's pretty cool.
That's what it turned, and he didn't say it in so much, but that's what he did. So he and I are going to be dirt biking on your fucking Can I borrow a fucking helmet before I buy one? You got any helmets?
I do, and I've got...
Where are they so I can fucking... I know.
Boots, too.
I don't need boots.
I'll dig them out.
I don't need boots. I'll just...
Yeah,
I got work boots.
You want broken ankles?
I got fucking steel-toe boots. What?
Well,
what size are your feet?
These are dirt bike boots.
Will size 14 fit in them, or
probably? Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool. So that was my other thing. He's been trail riding with Paul, by the way, which is fucking fun because Paul's got that fucking...
Yes, Paul told me he's got a fucking Chinese Honda.
Yeah, and but Paul goes real slow, but he's good at riding the trip. Evans has that fucking bike, that Austrian bike. That's not meant for trails, by the way. That's a dirt track bike or a power line bike. But so I guess the
Kawasaki. It's 525 cc's.
It is 525.
It's a 100-mile-an-hour motorcycle.
It's not meant for riding on a trail in the fucking state forest, in my opinion. And I don't know. I know little about it.
It probably would do trails. I don't know how heavy it is.
It's not that heavy.
I used to ride through trails with the...
He told me how heavy it was.
600, which is crazy.
Paul's bike is like 260 pounds, by the way. That seems to be a pretty big bike to
That's
me.
heavy.
That's fucking heavy.
I got a YZ250 in the fucking trailer of shit. The other
Is that the big dirt bike that was over here? Evan told me to ask you.
I gotta fix.
Do you
that.
really want it? He'll fix it. He told me tonight.
I do. I want to fix it.
He told me if you want him to fix it, he will fix it for you. You just got to buy the parts.
Well, and I'll pay him.
I don't know if he's looking to get paid, but
Of course he is.
he's adept. He's adept at all that shit right now. That's his thing.
I'd love him to fix it.
Well,
I'll bring it over on my trailer, and I'd pay for all the parts.
well, he's got the room. He's got a little space to fix bikes. So
well, put us to make sure he's serious because I don't want to fucking.
he's 100% serious. What he said to me was Joe serious?
absolutely
when he said-
and I'll pay him.
All right. Well, I'll tell him.
I mean, I don't want
Actually,
it.
he's
I don't want
listening.
it done for free. I want to fix it.
He will fix it for you because he just also wanted to let me know that it's a pussy bike.
That
He says that you're a pussy.
when you ride that thing, it's insane.
Is
how
it?
fast it is.
Is it really?
Well, it's a two-stroke
What is it again, though?
YZ250
Made by
Yamaha.
Yamaha. Okay.
You got to understand, a two-stroke bike and a four-stroke bike. A 500cc four-stroke bike is right around a 250cc two-stroke bike.
Right. Which
But
is what
it's
the
not.
Kawasaki. Oh no, the Kawasaki's four-stroke too. It's a four-stroke 250.
But it's not.
Okay.
The bike weighs 190 pounds or 93 pounds.
So that's light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't think his bike weighs as much as Paul's, by the way.
the two-stroke has, and believe me, I love four-stroke thumpers. And that's what Evan has. That's a four-stroke thumper. It just has insane explosive power.
The Kawasaki is a four-stroke, and that's the bike I'll be riding, by the way.
Now, what is it? How big? 250cc?
250, the Kawasaki, yeah. And it fucking starts immediately. The thing, there's nothing wrong with it.
And it's a dirt bike?
Yeah.
Has it got a headlamp or anything on it?
You know, I didn't notice. I don't think so. It looks like something that somebody fucking goes to the dirt track on. You know what I mean?
You know what sucks?
It's a big bike though,
It's
dude.
fucking illegal to ride anywhere.
Not on Powerline. Oh,
Yeah.
he got express written permission, by the way, from the bog owner across the street behind the neighbor in Anya's neighborhood. He literally fucking figured out how to do that. He has express written permission to ride over there, which is awesome.
Well, that's
So he can
it is
ride
good,
whenever he
but
wants. You can ride in the state forest. Oh, you're not supposed to ride on the trails.
You can't ride in a state forest at all.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. You're right.
They shut that down years ago.
Oh,
And there were guys that used to clear the pass, and it was a great trail. And now they find the shit out of you if they can catch you.
well,
They got
haven't been caught
assholes
yet.
on ATVs riding around in there.
Can you
Fucking
imagine?
environmental police?
There's no way they're riding in November around there, though. So
I mean, there's plenty of people. I don't like the idea. When I was younger, I didn't give a fuck. I don't want to be in. I'm too old to take a bunch of shit from some asshole on an ATV. Do you follow what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, look, would you go fuck yourself, please? Go fucking find a criminal,
Yeah, right.
and then I'm gonna end up in some serious, like I'm gonna resist arrest or something.
Well,
like that.
you're not going to resist arrest, but you might actually be having free speech fucking issues again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
You're going to hurt someone's feelings.
I'm just gonna tell them, I'm gonna get the attitude, and I'm gonna go, just go fuck
just
yourself.
fuck right off.
I'm riding on the fucking power lines. I've been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Longer. It's longer than 40 years.
Yeah.
Because I moved here in 71. I had a little dirt bike.
I wonder
How
if
long ago is that?
I don't know.
That's almost 50 years.
I should probably ride one of his little pit bikes before I get on that 250.
You shouldn't kill yourself.
All he said was can you work a clutch, Dad? I'm like, listen, I know the concept of a clutch very well. You know what I mean?
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. But I also told him,
have you ever ridden a bicycle?
I wasn't very good at riding a bicycle.
Wow.
But he remembers because I bought a bike a couple years before I moved out, and he and I used to ride bicycles around the fucking subdivisions of Carver. You know what I mean? I can ride a bicycle. However, the last time I rode a two-wheeled motorized fucking thing, Eugene had a big scooter. Remember the scooter you crashed on?
Yeah.
Eugene had like a fucking big scooter. Like, I think it's as big as anything can be called a scooter, you know?
Right.
And I fucking took that for a spin, and man, I almost fucking dumped that thing. You know what I mean? Because I was just the whole turning and going fast. It was a weird ride. You know what I mean? He's like, "Did you dump that fucking thing?" Because I came back up his driveway all fucking wiggly squiggly. You know?
You better be
I'm
careful.
like, no, I'll go slow. But it'll be something. I'll tell you what. He has not been very talkative with me, but since I told him that I am interested in him showing me how to do the dirt bike thing, he's been very talkative.
And I'm definitely interested in him doing that if he feels comfortable with it.
It's not even a matter of feeling comfortable about it.
Tell him it's his.
All right, he'll do it.
I want to fix it.
He knows what to do, by the way.
And I want to put, like, if there's a part that's questionable, I want to replace it.
Yeah, you know, that's why he wants to do it. It's a project that he's like, I'll make that fucking bike run like new. You know what I mean?
Good. Tell him it's
he
his,
knows what to
and
do.
I'll pay him for the time.
He knows what to do.
I know what it costs. It's if I brought that somewhere to get it fixed, it'll be $1,200 or $1,300 to fix it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
which is not crazy.
No. By the
There's
way,
probably $200 or $300 worth of parts. So if he charges me $500, $600, $700,
by the way,
fine.
Paul thinks that Evan spent less than $3,000 on that Austrian bike. I'm like, that's a fucking lot of bike, man.
If he spent
fucking
less than
sweet.
$3,000, and I don't know what's a year is it?
It's a. I'm sorry, hold on. It's fucking pretty old. It's a fucking. It's like an 03 or an 04.
See,
but it's only got. Because it doesn't got a lot of hours on it.
They sell for
low hours.
They sell for $8,000 or $9,000
new. Yeah.
So I mean, if he got one for under $3,000,
yeah. Paul thinks he got it between $225 and $103.
Like I think that YZ250, which you can still buy today, might be just a hair under $6,000.
Because I would never ask the kid what he spent because I know he's got his own money. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not looking.
And that's an 03, and I spent $2,200.
Okay.
So
you know what? The Austrian bike is an 03, and the Kawasaki's an 06.
And I had another one.
And the Kawasaki he got for less than he traded straight up.
I don't know why I did it, but I bought two of them and gave one to Bill's kid that I fucked up.
That Kawasaki, by the way, it already doesn't owe him any money because he flipped a couple things and worked his way up to it. He fucking, you know what I mean? It literally, he traded it and it didn't hurt at all. So I don't know what it would have gone for.
I know what time it is. Time to eat.
All right, listen. Hold on 1 second.
How long have we been at
No,
this?
wait. Just hold on. No. Go on Yahoo. Yahoo, right? Just go on yahoo.com, Yahoo News. Okay?
I'm going.
And scroll down, and you got to take a look at John the Forehead Mellencamp's fucking head. He's marrying fucking Meg Ryan, which is, a power couple. John Mellenhead. You know what I mean? He used to be called Johnny Cougar or John Cougar Mellencamp.
Mellencamp.
John Mellenhead. You got to take a look at his fucking skull, man.
Why? What did he do to himself?
Nothing. Somehow, when you get old, we all know, you know it, and I know it. The older you get, the more grotesque your worst qualities get. This guy, from the eyes up to the top.
Is he on Yahoo News?
Yeah, there was something on Yahoo News about him and Meg Ryan getting married, and the picture, his fucking head is enormous. His head's always been enormous, right back from the Hurts So Good fucking video where he's on a motorcycle.
There's nothing flashing out at me at Yahoo.
Maybe we can Google, put John Cougar Mellencamp and Meg Ryan. Or put Mellencamp and Ryan. You got to see his fucking head, Joe. The funny thing is I asked Evan if he had an
How old is Meg Ryan?
Oh, she's closer to 60 than 50.
Yeah, he's got a big head.
Is that fucking... I mean, I'm not... Listen,
I'm looking at the image here.
he's a great songwriter and a by all accounts,
Well, he's
a
like
great guy.
he's 65 years old or
Is
something.
he
isn't
65?
I think so.
Oh, my God. He's a rock and roll hero, by the way. By the way, not a great singer, but a great songwriter. There's a difference. You know what I
He was
mean?
born October 7th, 1951.
Jesus Christ, that makes him 67.
Yeah, he's not a young man.
Not young at all. And I remember him on Saturday Night Live as a young man. His first big hit was called I Need a Lover Who Won't Drive Me Crazy, which he wrote and Pat Benatar covered a year or two later. And her version of it sold more copies. But I remember him.
Well, I remember the whole...
He was
I
called
was in
Johnny
college.
Cougar. Not John Cougar. He was Johnny Cougar. Then
Right.
he was John Cougar. Then he went to John Cougar Mellencamp. Now he's John Mellencamp, a.k.a. John Mellenhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Good for
he's-
him, by the way. And by the way,
That Jack and Diane song was huge when I was in
American
college.
Fool was the album. It was Hurt So Good. Jack and Diane, by the way, a great song. A great song. And can you clear up for me what the lyric is? Is it the bottle bounce, the bottle bill? What is it? Save my soul? What is the
don't know.
fucking lyric?
Don't
anyway?
ask me about
I never looked the lyrics up. I got to look at. I'm bad at lyrics. If I didn't write the lyrics, I don't know them. Which is, you know. So we talked about John Cougar. We talked about dirt bikes. Hey, I think we've come to the end of the show, my friend, and we're a little longer than average, which makes our average.
Yeah, this seems like almost a 2-hour show or something.
By the time we're done, it will be about an hour and 55 minutes.
Beautiful.
I love you.
Love you too,
I
baby.
really like doing this, Joe. It's a lot of fun.
Podcast is great.
It's not just a podcast. It's not just cathartic. It's therapeutic.
I know
It's
it is.
fucking therapeutic. And thank you for thinking of it. And you said 4 or 5, 6 years ago that you wanted me and you to do couples therapy. This is couples therapy.
Well,
this
it
is our
is.
therapy. And it's just amazing that we can listen.
It's amazing.
I know we
talk for a couple hours
we rehash stuff.
twice a week.
Yeah, the thing is out in the cabana before, it was a lot about, there would be long periods of silence in between flashes of brilliance and talking. Now we have to talk. We can't be silent. You know what I mean? And I think we're both getting good at it. You know what I mean?
Well,
even though nobody's listening.
No, nobody's really.
I
listening,
really believe that eventually we're going to have some listeners. I like your vision. I do think though one of us is going to have to do something stupid soon.
we have like
We got to do something newsworthy, Joe. You know what I mean?
Look, we have 10 times the listeners that we had when we started.
If you're not growing, you're dying, man.
So all we got to do is be growing a little bit. And that's all, that's all you can ask for. And
So what do you think you're going to eat tonight? Anything good?
I have no
I'm going to
idea.
go home and have nothing. I'm going to have nothing. I'm going to have a bag of fucking pretzels or something.
I'm going up to see if
Oh, can
she's
you
got anything.
do I need to communicate with her, or will you communicate?
No, I'll tell her.
The problem is this.
You forgot to tell Kat.
No. What I forgot to do was we were hoping you would come that weekend, and then I said we'll do it this weekend without consulting her, and there was other plans that she had made that I either forgot or wasn't aware of.
Yeah, it's fine.
So take a rain check, and I'll check in with you guys Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can do Saturday. We're not blowing you off. There was just something scheduled that I was forgetful of, apparently. But yeah, we're gonna have you guys over.
Don't
We'll have a
worry
good time.
about it.
No, I'm not worried. I don't worry.
Yes, you do.
I don't. You're not sensitive. I know that you're not sensitive.
I am, but I'm sensitive to being hungry. I'm leaving.
All right, listen. My name is Al. His name's Joe. Anything else to add, Joe?
Tell a friend.
Good night, Waterbury.